Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2014 North American Challenger Series, brought to you thanks in part to our friends at Coca-Cola. I'm David Freak Turley. This is Sam Kobe Hartman-Kensler, who is awesome as usual. How you doing?
Oh, I thank you. I'm excited to see some LMQ Chinese action and see if they're up to the hype.
Yeah, I think they just might be. Of course, coming up tonight, we do have that first semifinal match, LMQ, as he says, against NK Inc. and Skyline.
Yeah, I mean, the winner of this best-of-3 series is going to advance to next week's finals, so there's definitely a lot on the line here. That's going to be played live, by the way, on the LCS stage.
Yeah, 8 days from now. And because I think a picture, at least our pictures are worth more than 1,000 words, let's take a look at the bracket. As you can see, we only have 4 BO3s left in the first spring series. And heads up, the winners of this week's semifinals will not only advance to next Sunday's finals, they'll also lock down a quarterfinal spot in the second spring series.
And while the winners will automatically earn a trip to the quarters, the losers of this week's semifinals are not finished. They still are going to compete in next Saturday's third place match, with the winning team locking in the final automatic berth into the quarterfinals of the second spring series.
Yeah, so we're going to see the top 3 teams come back in just a couple of weeks, and the rest of them are going to still have to fight in rank 5s. But now, for the teams competing tonight, there's more on the line than just advancing to the spring series, though. There are challenger points on the line as well. Now, challenger points are what these guys are actually fighting for. They determine who makes it to the challenger playoffs, which is what actually feeds into the promotion tournament.
And the 6 teams that accumulate the most challenger points over the next 2 spring series will be seeded into the playoffs. And the teams that finish in the top 3 of those playoffs will then advance to the summer promotion tournament and a shot at making it into the LCS summer split.
I stole your line there. My bad about that one. We're good, though. Now, of course, that means that tonight's semifinal could mean the difference between a shot at the LCS and another split playing ranked 5, so kind of a big deal.
Yeah, there's a lot on the line for these guys right now.
It'd be nice to win the BO3. Now, if that was a little bit too much for you guys, we kind of threw a lot at you. Just head over to lolesports.com and you can look up all the details.
There you'll find everything you need to know about the Challenger Series. Just pull down the menu under the Leagues and Tournaments tab and choose the North American Challenger Series.
Yeah, or any of the leagues you want to follow there as well. I actually noticed the GPL's up there as well, so we're adding more leagues to the coverage. I like that.
Worldwide.
Yeah, it's awesome. I know we're going to add more throughout the year. Now, with that all put out there, let's actually get ourselves into the game. Our first match in the semifinal, again, LMQ versus Skyline. And coming into the series, LMQ probably the most hyped team here.
Yeah, they've received quite a bit of hype, and it's because they're basically a former Chinese pro team stacked with pro players coming over to play in the North American Challenger League. Their top laner, Ackerman, was the top laner for Royal Club in the Season 3 World Finals. Only then he was known as Godlike. And then their mid laner, Xiao, he's actually set several records CS-wise, like CS over a whole game for competitive league, both over in China and over here in the competitive league.
Yep, doing it on both sides of the Pacific there. And, of course, because of all the firepower on that roster, a lot of people thought that LMQ would finish at the top of the Challenger standings. Looking good so far. Now, the thing is, some teams have faltered under that kind of expectation. We saw the former Walking Zed, Cloud9 Tempest, fall 0-2. But LMQ actually really living up to that hype.
Yeah, they haven't actually even come close to losing a series of the Challenger Series so far. They've put up impressive team KDA of 9.6 in all 4 of their series combined.
It's pretty freaking good record, I gotta say. It's an impressive score. And, of course, to go along with those impressive team stats, there are some really good individual numbers as well. I think no one's surprised with that one.
Yeah, I mean, Xiao, we already mentioned him, but man, has he dominated the mid laners in their 4 games. His KDA, 20.5, so he's definitely helping out the team there on that average team
A little
KDA.
high?
Yeah. His CS stats, as we said before, are impressive as well, and he's averaging more than 11 minions killed per minute. So that's thanks in part to his 29-minute 400 CS performance against Wiso Esports.
Yeah, and a score like that is like impressive if you do it for 1 game, but he's done that for 4 on average. Like a little ludicrous, but he's really good, of course. So Xiao, harsh treatment of minions has earned him a lot of attention so far in the Challenger Series. But also, I think we should talk about LMQ's AD carry Vasily. I remember Xpecial said he would do a queue with him, so clearly a well-regarded player.
Yeah, in his interview, he was like, oh, what's the person that you would most like to duo queue with?
If it's not Wild Turtle.
That's pretty highly recommended because Xpecial North American All-Star support. So he's got some good friends, too. But that's just because Vasily has been literally killing it in the bottom lane. He's racked up 25 kills and 29 assists while only dying twice. Pretty good score for him as well.
A little bit good.
Yeah. So if you do the math on that, that's a 27 KDA so far in the Spring Challenger Series.
Yeah.
Seems like him and Xiao are doing
a lot of
to
20s.
bring up that.
They got some strong legs.
The team KDA.
Yeah. So, of course, Vasily and LMQ have put up some gigantic numbers. On the other side of it, NK Inc. and Skyline are looking to play the part of David tonight and slay another giant.
Skyline was ranked 15th out of the 20 teams that qualified for this Challenger play-in portion. But, you know, they did take out Jackie's Low Pro in their first match, so that's a big name down. And then they also took out Tint Gaming in their second match, so they're doing pretty well for themselves.
Yeah, and in fact, you know, we talked about this match a little bit like a second ago. They actually faced Cloud9 Tempest, the former Walking Zed. These guys were a single game away from making it into the LCS. Walking Zed went 2-3 against Coast, and Skyline 2-0'd these guys. They 2-0'd them, took them down to the quarterfinals. Right, they took out the #1 seed. Clearly, these guys can play upsets.
Yeah, they're experienced in it. We'll have to see. This is going to be a pretty big upset if they take this one down, though. Their bot lane, though, did step up in that game against Cloud9 Tempest. Impactful went 13, 2, and 18. Yeah. So I think there's going to be a lot of attention paid to this bottom lane here, as it's been important for both of these teams.
Yeah.
And not to be outdone, of course, is his support, former Velocity member. People may remember him, Evaniscus. He's actually changed his name now to Support Daddy, which it was previously. Yeah. So he's just going back to his old name. Feels more at home there. But, yeah, he used to play in the LCS, so he has experience as well, and that's going to help them in the bottom lane. If Skyline is going to pull off the upset, though, against LMQ today, Impactful and Evaniscus are both going to have to do their parts and step up.
Yeah, and I think they can do it, honestly. Both these teams actually have been playing in...
You're going to bet on them? I'll bet you right now.
I don't know if we can actually legally bet on things with real money, so I'll bet you a high five.
Okay.
If you win...
I can't give it to you now. You didn't win yet.
Well, it was okay.
Get back to your duties.
If I win the bet, you give me a high five. If you win the bet, I give you a high five. That's how that works.
Something about that bet doesn't seem right to me.
We don't even know which teams we're betting on, but it's fine.
Same result.
Well, so both these teams have been playing in the other various Challenger events. These guys actually met a few days ago.
And it wasn't pretty, Freak.
No.
It was not pretty.
LMQ won that.
Let's leave it at that. We don't want to ruin this game, okay?
But the thing is, if you know you're facing them for an arguably more important match, maybe Skyline didn't bring in everything, honestly.
They're sandbagging.
Yeah. I mean, come on. They're also undefeated so far in this tournament. You can't completely throw them under the bus here.
Okay. Yeah.
LMQ are favorites. I know.
I have a lot of faith in NK Inc., though. He's a really good jungler and a really innovative jungler.
Yeah, he is.
So that's actually a good point that you pull out. You know, if they've got a special strategy, they'd save it for tonight.
Yeah, they would.
And pull it out now.
Well, we'll see what comes through here. The Fiddlesticks and Kale
double
bands
spider,
going
as Jet would say.
Double spider. Isn't it like both on one hand? Or
I don't know. He hurt his hand, so he can't do it anymore.
He can't. Yeah, Jet's been crippled. He can't commentate the same anymore. The hand signals are not there. All the deaf listeners have no idea what he's doing anymore.
Yeah,
it's too bad. But so Skyline, the other thing I want to point out here, so you talked about Impactful in the pregame, and he's like the most consistent player. Skyline actually played LOL Pro last night and lost to them 1-2. Impactful did really well every single game. Golden Glue was inconsistent, but hard carried game 2. He was like a 13-0 Yasuo. I'm surprised to see them ban it. But Golden Glue is like, he can go crazy one way or the other. He's like a super Pvelter. He will like he's basically the Fabi of mid lane. X is thinking how I'm gonna do this one. But the rest of LMQ, though, highly skilled, very consistent as well.
And Elise is a great jungler to get them started off.
Oh,
I mean, no name. He's one for putting pressure onto a lot of lanes fairly early. LMQ have a lot of early game strategies. A lot of teams just don't even get to the late game because they fail against LMQ in the early game alone. Yeah. So it's looking like they're going for that sort of game once again.
Well, we'll see Elise give it away. And the thing is, the Kha'Zix ban, that is what No Name played in the quarterfinal, but the rest of his team started playing Kha'Zix as well. So it was like a more of a multifaceted ban, but that just gives away first pick Elise. Of course, Thresh, Gragas coming through as well. NK Inc. does play Gragas, so that's a ambiguous pick right now. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, Gragas is always a very flexible early pick. Really like that one. As we just saw in the previous game, he go top lane too.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to build tank.
Nope. So he build the damages.
He can build whatever he wants.
Of course, LMQ picking up their next two. Renekton top lane, so more early game dominance. Leona for great engages. LMQ's picking up a pretty standard lineup so far.
I'm having flashbacks already to the first LMQ game that we cast, where Ackerman with the Renekton under the mid turret got shields and backed up with crowd control from the rest of his team, saving his life there. pretty good YouTube highlight to look up.
Will we see Oriana then?
They have the Leona, so that's one piece of the puzzle there. But yeah, so he usually, on his Renekton, he does like to get the Tiamat, but he doesn't upgrade it into the Hydra right after. He goes into those early defensive stats instead.
Okay.
Getting some magic resist or armor as applicable to whoever he's going to be fighting in that lane.
Okay. We'll see where he moves with this one. We're waiting for the next 2 pickups here for Skyline that we know half their bottom lane. Haven't seen Thresh go anywhere but support, I think, ever, for what that's worth.
Really? In competitive play,
yeah,
we'll say yes.
Yeah. I know our spectator, like Hayes, likes to play AD Thresh when he's like warming up at the beginning, and we're just like testing all the camera options. But Lee Sin picked up Ezreal here as well. And Skyline putting together most of their lineup now.
They're showing me that they do not want to give away that early game. They know where the battleground is, and they want to take it. In the early game, they're going to put up as strong of a fight as they can. All of these are great champions for matching up against the early game power from LMQ.
Yeah, yeah, it is here. And so LMQ, with their last pick, it's going to be LeBlanc there for the mid lane for Xiao Wei Xiao. Not the renowned minion farmer LeBlanc, but certainly still puts up good performances.
I mean, ever since everybody was like, whoa, we maxed W and we can like handle waves now, she's not terrible. It used to be when everyone is maxing Q, wow, she's terrible CS. She has to get kills for her to stay in the game.
Yeah.
Not the story anymore. A lot of that had to do with the mimic changes, but yeah, it's really been a great improvement to the champion, and she doesn't suffer as much as she used to against champions like Gragas, who will shove her into the turret really early and just starve her of gold early on.
Well, we saw that with TSM. Bjergsen like rushed.
Ooh, we're blue now.
Ooh, I'm here.
I like that.
It's okay, guys. Peeking over.
I like the color change though.
Yeah, yeah, it was nice. It was nice. We look good.
Brings out your eyes, freak.
I know. They're very pretty. Blue. They're very. I mean, they're actually rainbow. They just change colors based on mood.
So
right now I'm happy.
You're okay.
You don't want to see me angry. They turn bright red. But it's going to be the Gragas mid lane. It's going to be Dr. Mundo picked up here for Jezzy. They decided to wait until last to grab that one. Gragas is going to go mid here for Golden Glue. And the lineups are here.
All right, so Elise Lee Sin, very close early matchup. Lee Sin can kill Elise early, but she can easily do the same if she gets the jump on him. Starting out with a Cocoon and getting the right order of her combo, human form Q into spider form Q into spider form W to speed up your attack speed is how you want to start that out. If she gets the initiate, then she can be explosive early in the jungle.
Okay.
But Lee Sin can actually do the same too because he's got plenty of dodge tools. So like I said, I really like this. It's a very sort of even matchup between these two teams. The only really big discrepancy early is, of course, the top lane that we always talk about. However, no teleport, and it's 1 second left, and he's going to ignite with Mundo.
Okay.
Not something we see a lot of. Does give him a little bit more potential for getting a kill up there that we don't usually see from Mundo. He can slow him down. If Renekton shoves up to the lane, it's a long lane to get back from. With a jungle gank, Mundo can set up that gank very well and actually take him down. And
let's think about all the factors here. Lee Sin jungle, early game jungler. Most teams tend to ignore top lane for a large portion of the game, so not likely to have a counter gank there from no name. And we know that Ackerman tends to go Tiamat, so not a tanky opener. Like level 6 or 7, pops the ulti, chases him down, squishy Renekton. Maybe he kills him.
Maybe he does. The only thing is, Mundo is actually susceptible to early tower dives, as we saw today from Cloud9 when they brought Meteos up there before level 6. They dove that Mundo and killed him. And the only little wrinkle here, I guess, is that he snuck in his teleport summoner.
What a jerk.
As they were loading in.
Well, Jezzy, you're fired.
Man, that is some fast mouse work there.
That's messed up.
All right, so no interesting wrinkle.
Never mind.
The same old boring page.
Same wrinkles. They didn't bring any moisturizer.
You've been learning, haven't you?
That was just arbitrary.
No?
Thought of that one that second.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks, man. How does Lions run faster?
What'd you say?
How does Lions run faster?
All right, that's not that very good of English. Very good of English? That's not good either. Okay. How? How do they run faster?
Metal legs.
I guess that works. Robo Lions?
We're starting them early.
This is terrible.
Yep.
Oh, God. We got off on the wrong foot here.
Was it a metal foot?
We are stumbling. We need metal legs. Somebody get me a Photoshop of Freak with metal legs twerking right now.
Wow.
Right now.
That was a little bit much. I don't... Can I just be standing still? I'd really prefer that one. I'd feel a lot better about it. But here we are in the game.
Let's actually talk about this
Relic
Targon.
shield.
Yeah, Targon's for Leona. We have to say she's looking to shove early. Ooh, NK gets caught out after his early ward.
He's gonna root him. Easy stun there, but here comes Jesse as well. Ackerman nearby. Flash stun ignite. NK Inc. is dead.
That's why you set up the game, Freak, instead of talking about lions with metal legs. Now they're looking for more inside the jungle. They invade on the red, but it's only 2 members, and Gragas is collapsing. They would have to call a Blanc as well. You can see Xiao heading over, and they're going to steal the red.
Wow, very nicely played by these guys. No Name ready there to steal that one away. Xiao, Golden Blue chilling in the mid lane. No Name going to get himself a red buff, and now I want to see... I'm surprised actually NK Inc. went down to this camp, though, because he doesn't stop Elise in time.
That means he's completely behind. You're right. He could have just headed towards the blue side jungle, given his red up as, you know, it had been invaded, and he could have just given it up for loss. But he goes to clear out the little lizards, and he will at least know the respawn time and get it coming back up for the second lizard that much quicker.
Okay, we'll see what he does with this one. He's actually looking to stab at the blue buff. The wards spot him coming across. No Name's level 2 with no smite.
So he was thinking... No Name's probably going to go to his blue after since it's the closest buff, and since he used his smite on my red, I'll be able to steal it, no problem. That's why he went to contest, or clear out the little ones, and then go contest the blue.
Ooh, nice dodge there by Vasily. Now Evaniscus level 2 first. They did get the level lead. A little bit of harass down there. Golden Blue, Xiao still chilling. A minion lead is here for the LMQ mid laner though. NK Inc. only level 1, trying to pull this buff back.
Yeah, it's rough start here for NK.
He'll get it eventually.
Yeah, he'll get it, but man, you know, No Name's going to have pretty much free reign over the map. Talked about how both these guys can make moves early in the jungle. He's going to have to pretty much be in fear of Elise from now on because she has such a good lead.
Even if he weren't arachnophobic, it's going to be a dangerous Elise now to work for him. Jesse, of course, pushed back, not surprised by this lane matchup at all. Ackerman just shoving in, and he's actually really not afraid of the Lee Sin ganks just because of how far back NK Inc. is. Like, when do you, like, expect to even see NK go for a gank then, since he's not even level 3 yet?
Yeah, all your timers, the internal timers, have been thrown off. Because NK is so far behind, Ackerman can play even more aggressive than usual, and you can see he just places the Tribush ward now, so that's a 1-minute trinket ward there, and he's bought himself another 2 waves to go full-on aggressive.
Okay. So up until 5 minutes into the game, that's about when that ward will time out. See what NK Inc. does right here. Golden Blue taking some harassment, not too much there from Xiao. And No Name level 4, 2 levels above NK Inc. Goes in the jungle but does not find him. He's actually a camp late.
So, yeah, that's really fortunate for NK. He was able to move to the other side of the jungle. As Elise, when you get that level up, obviously he's going to go looking for a fight early and try and take advantage of that level discrepancy. But, you know, he's got a sweeper. He doesn't have a trinket ward. So this invade that he's done, since he didn't find NK, he's not even going to be able to leave behind any vision here.
Don't they just go back to the same camp? Shouldn't he have swept the marker? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay. He's waiting for NK.
Yeah. He set up a pretty good ganker. He can get the full combo. That's what we're talking about. Half-life already gone.
Have HP on NK. NK still fighting though. Golden Blue nearby. Jumps to a ward. Burned a ward though. He went back and bought boots and wards. Already burned one of them on basically useless vision just for the jump. Yeah.
You know, he had to think quick there, and he had used a real ward instead of a trinket ward. So a little bit of a gain there. Paid off for No Name. Going deep with the invade.
I think that's like as much counter jungling as stealing a camp away.
Yeah.
Like as far as gold lost, like that's a camp's worth of money right there.
Experience is definitely a huge part, but I do like the comparison.
And the early sweeper used here by No Name, I believe he always starts with one. And,
interesting choice there. Yeah. Especially if you do get ahead early, then you're just like, well, yeah, I already have this ready to roll. I can get off my ganks. He can make people play more passive in the lane, which really works to the style. Wow, the little things from Vasily there. Just the hook dodges
and everything, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, the jungler with always having a sweeper plays into LMQ's team mentality here, where they always like to go aggressive early and bully their lanes because everyone has to wonder about where's the jungle at all times, and it sort of forces their opponents into passive playstyles.
That's working so far for these guys. LMQ in a happy place. Lane's all pushing in. 1,200 gold.
Ooh, he wants
lead.
to execute this cannon minion. Ah, there we go. More gets it. So we have to keep in mind that not only does Lucian have a couple more CS than Ezreal, but those are 6 Targon CS as well. And those are probably mostly cannon minions. So those are very potent CS numbers that are shared between the AD carry and the support.
Yeah, it would be, I believe, 3 cannon minutes at this point in the game. Double chain squall and Golden Glue knocked backwards. Xiao saw it coming and walked back. Not get hit up there. Golden Glue just going to lose CS into the turret. And I got to say, this mid lane, LeBlanc versus Gragas, really a good bully already for Xiao.
Yeah. I mean, 2 Chains has been really popular in 2014 with the rise of this LeBlanc shoving people. We've seen it used so many times under turret, but No Name with his sweeper
sort of very
for the push
look
gank.
for a dive.
Yeah, I mean, they miss the Zenith Blade, so that means they at least won't have to take damage when they go for their dive, and they land the Cocoon, which is pretty much unretaliated harass. So, you know, time not completely wasted down bottom.
True. All right, so NK brought this Trinket Ward over the wall so we can spot if Elise invades into the jungle. And he's going to get this pretty safely. Has Smite.
Yeah, it gives us insight into what NK's feeling right now. He's always looking over his shoulder for Elise because of the early discrepancy. And he's got to play safe, so he's doing a good job trying to catch back up. Now, jungle camps do scale well into the late game. Based on the champion levels, and since NK is behind, he's going to get more out of just hard clearing the jungle.
Yeah.
But it's always worth repeating that the jungle camps level depends on the average level of the champions in the game at the time they spawn.
Yeah.
So you have to keep on clearing the same camp for them to update the level and get back into the game. You can't just go into your jungle and do 1 rotation and expect to catch up.
Okay, so NK hitting level 6, No Name still 1 level ahead. Or sorry, NK hitting 5, No Name already level 6, still a level ahead right here. NK is a minion away from 6.
This is a good gank path, though, especially going to a Leona lane. They're fairly easy to bait. So right now, they should be trying to, or just go for the flash play.
Flash play,
That'll
Box
work too.
lands onto More. Q lands on a Vasily. No kick, though, for NK. And a really good Zenith Blade. Gets him backwards. Lots of lockdown there. That's the kill picked up. NK hits 6. The gank works right there. And he's not even punished for it.
Only because of the follow-up from Golden Glue. Without that, there would have been nothing there. So really good communication. And now the choice is, do we want Dragon, or do we try and swing to mid lane here? It looks like they are going to go for the Dragon. NK has hit level 6. His Smite will be a little bit higher, but both junglers have executes. This is going to be a very, very tight Smite war.
And the health bars are low. Evanescence goes down. Dragon helps that one. NK Inc. not in a good spot. Flashes the wall. And LMQ now in control here. I don't think NK can get this.
Oh, no, he'll probably die, too.
Oh, what a cocoon. The damage comes through. Xiao takes it. Double buffs now onto LeBlanc.
Oh, that's sad news for SK and great news for LMQ. SKL, they really wanted to get back into this game by making something out of the play bottom, and LMQ do a great job of countering. Now, everybody grouped up on the Dragon. This is a very early Dragon, so still putting out a lot of damage, and it really helps Xiao with his kill of Evaniscus, because without that added damage, they would have to play a little bit more timid. But man, him tanking it, easy first target.
Yeah, and I like his sort of awareness there. It was like it'll seem really stupid after I say it, but like I kept thinking, oh, is he gonna kill the jungler? Is he gonna kill the jungler? Because he has Smite, and he was like, you know what? I'll just get a free kill on the Thresh, and then my team will force the jungler away, and he didn't have to like remove the Smite to secure Dragon. He just took a kill and got a numbers advantage.
Yeah, it means that they were very calm with that play. They did not rush into it. A lot of times when an objective is low at stake like that, whether the half-life Dragon, some rash decisions will be made. But Xiao, not one to be flustered easily.
And I like Ackerman's choice to go in. He actually waited as soon as he saw NK Inc. run past the Tri-Brush ward in top lane. Then he jumped in knowing he wasn't going to get ganked. He's very patient for how aggressively he plays.
Yeah, but he does take every opportunity to go for it because they've harassed Mundo down low and they have Ignite. They can go for the dive.
And the CC stack comes in. That's the kill picked up. Ackerman easily grabbing that one. Everything just working out for LMQ. In step every time.
And we have a double buff LeBlanc about to get engaged on.
Well, she might not want to say yes. There's the damage coming in. Do they have the kick? There's the barrel. That's the kill picked up. NK Inc. getting his buffs back. Golden Glue getting an assist. Top lane turret did go down. Huh! What a flay by support Daddy Evaniscus, though.
You're just going to combine names there?
Well, it's Evaniscus on the screen. I don't want to like confuse people who didn't watch pregame.
Yeah, we did prep it as support Daddy.
Yeah.
That's a good shout out. You know, he's got a couple names. But yeah, the junglers both making good moves. The only difference is, since they lost so much life middle with the kill onto Xiao, they got no turret damage. Meanwhile, Elise and Renekton made quick work of that top turret.
It's true. So the turret game advantage really here for LMQ. 4,000 gold, by the way, in the lead. That's 1 turret, 1 dragon, 2 kills, and minions in every single role. So I got to say LMQ definitely winning on all fronts.
Yeah. I mean, even the support has more CS here. And Evaniscus does not have a Targons of his own, so those are selfish support CS.
Yeah, scumbag Thresh.
Leona's are shared. Man, look at the builds, too, for LMQ. Like, they're all so offensive-oriented. Renekton and
here comes the engagement. Both junglers show up. There's a nice solar flare. The fire comes back down. 1 for 0 so far. Jesse shows up with teleport. Can they chase down No Name? Flash comes out. Vasily still cutting into the back. I would not chase that one. 1 for 0 going in the way of LMQ. Fight in the mid lane, though. Golden Glue. Wow! Whips the barrel. Good damage back. Body slam. If he hit the ult, that might have been closer.
Yeah. Some good jukes there, Xiao, and some missed barrels from Golden Glue. It is worth mentioning, up in the top lane, Ackerman has rushed the full Hydra. He hasn't gone for the early defensive. He's just going all out, shoving this wave super hard. Mundo teleporting down bottom, sacrificed a secondary turret here.
That is a rough trade, and not to mention all the minion waves he lost as well that Ackerman got basically without anyone in his face. So a 37
yeah, he's
minion
giant
lead.
Right now.
He's pretty freaking big. 13-minute Hydra.
He's getting close to godlike already. That was almost as bad as yours. Damn.
Yeah, you got to really check yourself. You got to leave the bad jokes to me.
Do you have any more of these 5-year-old jokes?
Yeah. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Chicken.
Okay, chicken who?
A friendly chicken.
Well, at least it's a friendly chicken, I guess. It's not like Big Bird or something. I always felt like... I always felt like Big Bird had some ulterior motives, and he was very a sinister character.
I don't know. That seems like a
friendly chicken.
Why.
That's the nicest joke that you've had so far.
Yeah. I don't know. Robotic lions are pretty sweet, though.
Yeah, but they're kind of scary. There's definitely an edge.
What if it's a friendly lion with robotic legs?
Then that's not the joke that you told.
Sorry. I guess you're right.
Meanwhile, blue buff definitely going to go over to Xiao. Ackerman's so strong right now that he can easily take it up, though. So that's nice. You don't even have to commit your jungler's time.
Nope.
A lot of times, as a jungler, yes, you want to be able to give your blue buff over to mid laners, but it kind of pains you that you have to go spend your time to also tank it for them. Not only are you giving up one of your buffs to them, but they want you to do all the work as well. Annoying.
And you don't get the conservation stacks for it.
So
you might even lose a spiderling. Maybe you'll break a nail.
This time around, though, we have 2 people mid, and both dashes have been used from Xiao.
All right, knocks him into the wall. NK shows up. A lot of damage there. They know which one it is. The Q lands. Nice Q. Actually, wow, Ignite took him before NK even landed on his target.
It was a good snipe, though, by NK.
Yeah,
catching him out there.
Really good shot. Jumps back to Golden Glue. Everybody's safe. So Skyline are finding some individual plays, I got to say. And they're all mid lane jungle. They're all from NK Inc. and Golden Glue. Problem is, they're just really
the attack speed's so slow.
Oh my gosh.
But he gets it.
He's just like sitting there like, ugh. He got it. Still full power despite how slowly he swung. Swung? Swung. Swang is not a word, freak. English is my native language. Apparently doesn't matter.
Another cannon minion goes down to the Targons. They are really racking up that gold. He's just way out and far and away. Just huge lead on Impactful here. Vasily is going to be a scary thing later in the game.
Flashlight comes in again. Ezreal comes by. Jump on the backside. Missed Solar Flare. Evaniscus and NK in the front lines. Wow, Vasily picks up the kill, but now he's stuck in a 1 versus 3. I expect him to die, but we'll see. Misses the barrel.
Tough odds.
Impactful force to... Okay, they got it.
He got another summoner.
Yeah.
And they've got more waiting in the wings. They could capitalize. The fight's not done.
They have plenty here. NK Inc. can't really save his teammates. Impactful goes down to the Eclipse damage. Barrels on a Xiao. The chase going in. NK just barely survives. No, the flash jump in from Xiao. Gets him there. More jumping in the Golden Glue. A lot of health lost on this Leona. He will survive.
She's too deep. You've gone too deep, man.
And goes down 300 gold, goes to Golden Glue, 9-5 the kill score. Jezzy and Ackman wanting to take part, but not finding anyone to kill.
So this is LMQ just kind of getting carried away with themselves. They racked up a good amount of kills, though, and they can control this dragon because there's no smite still, at least. It's only the annoyance of Dr. Mundo and Thresh.
Oh.
The gank.
What?
Which way to go? Which way did it go?
Down he goes.
Uh-oh. He was right by him. He's got a blue buff on him, dude. You can tell which one's the real LeBlanc. He's got a buff on him. The clone never has buffs on them. That's just a little tip.
Yeah.
Evaniscus, did you know?
The buffs will let you know.
The buffs will let you know.
I had a Wukong try to juke me that way.
Yeah.
He just pressed S, and I was like, Thresh hook. Pull you from afar.
Oh, okay.
LMQ in the mid lane. Ackerman knows this turret, but then goes down. Doesn't die to it. Not a big deal. He's safe. 10-5 now and kills 4-0 on turrets. LMQ still keeping it going. They're not. It feels like they're. I don't want to say it's like they're not in a rush to close the game out because they have 4 turret kills really early on, but they're still playing the lanes. They're rotating, killing turrets off the lanes.
I feel like they're having a lot of fun. Xiao wants to go for this kill, and he's gonna get it.
Auto attack doesn't even have the W. Saved it.
I mean, this is something that could cost them later when they come up against. I mean, if they go further. Sure. We'll go put that in quotation marks. If they go further in the tournament.
Kick them in the butt this game. What if Skyline comes back?
When you're so successful game after game after game, then you could get overconfident, and it could easily cost them here. Oh, he doesn't get the cannon minion that time. Vasily didn't let him have it.
They've got bright blue orbiting little spheres that say, hey, by the way, this is free gold. This is 10 bonus gold for you each time. And
bad
he's like,
manners.
I don't need the money.
Bad manners AD carry right there.
He's already rich. You could finish Trinity Force faster if you let him hit those.
That is just
mean.
Terrible.
Yep.
All right, that's another thing that could cost LMQ here.
Yep, that's like 80 missed gold right there for the
Ackerman
team.
taking on 4 people. He likes those odds, though.
He's running. He's got flash. Barreled into the wall. His chase still goes in. Nice hook there from Support Daddy. Solar Flare lands onto massive numbers there. And there's the engage. A lot of AoE to fall. LMQ still on the chase. Jezzy trying to run. He is Mundo, but his ulti is down at this point. Got nowhere to go. Picked up by No Name. Impactful Vasily in a duel. Vasily picks up the kill. The reset on the E gets him out of turret range. Golden Clue, not in a good spot. Down he goes. Double kill for No Name. Ouch.
I love that stylish kill with Lucian where you go for the reset on your dash, and he's able to get 3 backwards ones, sort of moonwalk dashes.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we talked about Ackerman taking on that 4 people. He survived long enough for the rest of the team to get there and clean up. So he can definitely call Worth on that one. And even though they're just playing very sporadic game here, this is kind of indicative of all the Challenger games where the teams that get ahead very early just close them out by shoving all 3 lanes.
Yeah.
And just taking any sort of gold they can see on the map.
Well, Jezzy about to get hit up right here. Rooted in place. Down he goes. Shy West Chat picks up another kill. 8-2-4. Bloodbath of a game here. 17 kills for LMQ in 19.5 minutes.
Yeah, there's almost no extra time to even pause here. They're going to go right onto the turret. They've got, even with half their team deciding to recall, they're still pushing on it. 3 members is enough for extra turret damage here. And Skyline need to regroup.
Well, we'll see if they can do it. Jesse's up in 4 seconds. So what's your, how long to the next kill for LMQ then?
Well, I'm going to say at least a minute.
All right. If it's before 21:13.
Yeah, all right.
You owe me a high five.
What if I win? I'm going to ask for
a high five?
A better joke the next time you tell a joke. A good one.
That's a tall order.
All right, Xiao's going for it. I hope he doesn't get it because I need 30 more seconds.
You got about 40 seconds.
Now, we should look at this from Skyline's point of view. You're down 12K.
It's pretty
20 minutes. That's really, really harsh. But okay, never mind. We got more action.
Yes, we do. He's going for the solar flares. Well, in a bit. He puts the E down. S-King goes down.
All right, that's before 21.
Give me a high five. There you go. We heard that one on the microphones. My jokes stay in the way they are. LMQ pushing the bottom lane for all time. That turret goes down 5-0. Now the turret score 14,000 gold lead. Wei Xiao sweeps away the mid lane. Mid lane tier 2 turret now under siege. And he's got a Void Staff plus Deathfire Grasp done before anyone else has 2 items. This is just
that's
the pain.
It's very disheartening. Against LeBlanc, you really want to be able to build the Banshees at some point in the game, but he's rushed that magic penetration. So even if you start with the Negatron Cloak, you know, that thing's going to be cut almost in half as soon as you buy it. So you just feel bad buying your magic resist early, and until you complete the whole Banshee's Veil, it's not going to help that much. He can still obliterate pretty much anyone he wants on Skyline, Sans Mundo.
Well, let's see. So he's going to back off. Didn't want to 1v3 that battle. He's not Ackerman. Jezzy says, okay, Dragon's not up yet. It's actually in 45 seconds right here. Walks by a ward. There's a Jezzy. There's a ward right there.
It's dangerous, man. That takes 5 hits. That's a lot of time you have to commit.
It's true.
And they have no deep vision. Xiao could be anywhere. Ackerman could be anywhere. I'm scared. I don't want to kill that pink ward.
I mean, sure.
I guess.
I'd be scared too.
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt in
Okay.
that situation. He's playing safe.
Playing safe. Well, he's only got 3 deaths.
Super safe.
NK Inc. going to take up the big golem right here. Evaniscus helping the team. And you got to say, yeah, so all of Skyline, they're still trying to keep up ward control, right? There's bottom jungle on the right-hand side, 3 wards there. They're grouped up on their side of the jungle. They've got wards so they can see if there's a Baron trap going on. They are still playing to win this game. They're still putting in the effort.
Of course they are, yeah.
22 minutes in. Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you, right?
I'd say you have Gragas with a Death Cap Athenes. That's some pretty good burst right there. So pick up a Scrying Orb, and when LMQ go for Baron, you can try and steal it.
How many times are we going to say Scrying Orb in the challenge?
That's the last one, I swear. Last
All right,
one.
Jezzy getting locked up, slowed down. Kill comes in for more. And here's the chase on in. Can the kick happen? Gets Vasily. And there's more in the front lines as well. NK getting jumped on, down to half HP, rooted in place. The chase. The Gragas barrel is going to land. Can they take down Xiao Wei? Xiao Wei tries to jump away, gets shut down. And now more stuck in the back lines. Flashes the hook. Here comes No Name. Here comes Ackerman. 4 versus 3. Who's going to win this battle? Will it
Ackerman
be LMQ?
wants a piece.
Well, the jump gets actually knocked back by Support Daddy's play. Lantern comes in. Impactful tries to dodge away from this one. Ackerman still lower on health. No, they take down Impactful. Ezreal's been fallen. 3 versus 3. The chase in for No Name. Can they find Golden Glue? Yes, they will. Double kill for Ackerman. Fight goes to LMQ overall.
Now, the thing that I talked about, how a lot of these challenger teams that are so far ahead of their opponents end the game by split pushing all 3 lanes at once and try and farm everywhere, including the jungle. Woo. NK's on to run for his life here. Oh, the flash! And he doesn't get him!
The jump to the ward, the hook's not going to go anywhere. NK Inc. likely to die. Evaniscus should have let his teammate just die. Why even help?
He lived for another few seconds there. NK got to run around, get some extra exercise. But man, the challenger teams that get super far ahead, they open themselves up to letting the other team come back when they split like that. And they try and just get money everywhere on the map at the same time. But LMQ are so far ahead, it's going to be a very, very tall order to steal this Baron.
That's going to be Baron going down. Jezzy following suit as well. Solo kill, actually, by Xiao Wei Xiao. No assist, just one shot that poor little Mundo. We'll have this ult to help him, actually. Lowered his health.
These guys are relentless.
Yes.
Now they're actually grouping up. Some people did get caught out, so they're not going to let that happen again. We've got Baron buff. Run straight up the middle here. Make them pay for it.
I mean, who better to go for Relentless Pursuit than Lucian? It's his E. It resets on kill. Got to go for it. You got to follow up in the skill names. Ackerman's going to cull the Meek. He's very ruthless this game. You can tell. 5-1-4. Xiao Wei Xiao gets the kill again. The second solo kill he's gotten in a row. 11-3-5. Vasily knocked well into the team. Ackerman front lines now as well. They go for the turret though. Inhib turret goes down. 25 minutes in. 25-8 in kills. LMQ looking really good in this one. Likely to win.
Yeah, this is a brutal game. Now, you have to be scared anytime a team pops those wards over the wall and they're on the inhibitor turret siege. Especially if they have the burst like that.
Wow.
Thank you very much. Don't care where you arcane shift, because he was able to get all the spells out first.
Yep. CFGQR did enough. He's massive.
That's why people talk about how hard LeBlanc is to play, because you actually need really, well, they're going for the calling on to Evaniscus.
Support Daddy's going to go down at the last possible second. Ackerman on a rampage, and that is game 1 right there. LMQ 26 minutes in, 27 kills.
That was That was fast, brutal game right there. I almost feel bad.
That's harsh. LMQ did a really good job. I feel
game
good for
2,
LMQ.
Though. This is best of 3.
Yeah, it is.
We got another game coming up.
And maybe a second one after that. Third one after that.
At least one.
At least one more game coming up. At most 2.
There's a second one coming after this second one?
Yeah. Well, we have one game coming up and then a second, if that makes sense.
It would work. I'll give it to you.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm still right, as usual.
Let's go
Kobe.
over why that game was so one-sided.
Okay. So
what you got?
The lanes all won. Well, the lanes all won by their own.
NK got set real far behind real early.
He did. Yeah, he did.
So him putting that trinket ward in the river that early, he didn't expect so much aggression.
Yeah.
But as soon as the Chinese team saw him there, immediately Xiao levels up chain. He starts chain on LeBlanc because they know they're going to go for that kill.
Yep.
Boom. Lands the snare.
Yeah.
And NK trying to save his flash because they're not used to this early aggression. All of the early games have been very passive. Everyone just line up at the river and stare across at your enemy. Maybe throw some cleavers. Yeah, exactly. It's all very PC in North America. But the LMQ team did not let them get away from it. And I feel like having their jungler that far behind early really took a lot of heart out of Skyline, especially since NK is such a big part of the team and he makes all the plays.
Yeah, he is. He's a great smiter. Yeah, you're right. Like, he could have just flashed the first half of the chain. And then he got CC just root, stun, gone.
A lot of players value their summoners so much more than the early first blood with the reduced value.
Yeah.
But he ended up being so far behind because they followed up the kill with a steal.
Yeah.
So even the Chinese team, even at level 1, if you get a kill, follow up with some sort of objective, some sort of pressure.
Yeah.
And leaving the wards behind them also basically negated the counter from NK, which was going to be to come back to the blue and smite steal that away. So I just had to say, from the opening seconds of this game, LMQ pretty much with an amazing plan and amazing execution for sure. Yeah,
they played it incredibly, incredibly well. I got to say, these guys put up a good game. Thinking of everything else that happened, there were some good roams, though, from Golden Glue in particular, right? Like, you got behind early, you lost some buffs, whatever. These guys still came back, found kills. They took down Vasilian Moore a couple of times. Skyline have the glimmers of hope. I would like to see them not get super far behind early, and I'd like to see them hold up in their lanes a bit better, because they relied on team play to do anything.
Yeah, me too. I would definitely love a better start for these guys, just so we see a more balanced game.
Yeah, we'll see if we can do it, guys. We've got to take a quick break, but when you return, it's time for the second game in this Challenger Series semifinal. Skyline vs. LMQ Part 2 is coming up right after this.